Welcome back to Real House DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to install a simple shaker style trim on a window. This is the overall look we're going for with the longer top and bottom casings. 90-degree cuts on all the edges. This is a very simple modern look, but if you wanted to go a little more traditional, you can do a longer top and bottom casing. Here's the look in the end that we're going for. You have the longer top and bottom casings. Then you have the straight line detail right here. If you wanted to make this completely seamless, I'd probably just go with the 45-degree cut, and it's easier to smooth that out. Here's the trim on the inside of the window. I already finished this the other day. It's going to be very similar to this. Have the top and bottom pieces go all the way across, and then fit in the sides after. Back to this side, I am going to include about an 1/8 inch reveal all the way around. We're going to start with the top casing and the bottom casing, and take the middle measurement. You have 37.25 at 1/8 inch and 1/8 inch for your reveal, plus the width of your side casing. Let's say it's going to be 4 inches. So you have 37.25 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 4 plus 4. And all that's going to add up to 45.5 side to side. Assuming this is square, it's going to be the same for the bottom casing. So you cut and install those two pieces with the reveal for your top and for the bottom. Then only after the top and bottom casings are installed, I'm going to get the measurement for the side casings to make sure that those fit perfectly. It might not end up being a perfect 90-degree to get them fit tightly against the top and bottom. Before I get started, I'm going to check that the window frame is flush with the drywall. This piece sticks a little bit too far. I'm going to take a hand plane and flatten that down. That'll make sure that when you install your casing, it's going to be nice and flush on the same plane with the drywall. So that's finished now. It's really just this one trim piece here that was bowed that I had to flatten down. So I got that nice and flat and straight now. And everything is flat with the surfaces of the drywall. For the width of the casing, you could do your typical 2.5 inches. Here I'm pretty limited because I need to cover up this part of the structure here. Probably gonna go to 4 inches to cover that up. Here's what I have for this project: a couple pieces of white oak and a piece of red oak in the middle there. I think I'm gonna use all the same type, so I'll use the white oak, I think. And this isn't the best quality stuff that I have left over. There's a softwood on the edges here. Got some bark on the edge here with some bug holes. So I'll be cutting a lot off the edges, try to get that darker hardwood in the middle here, 4-inch width. These I've already planed down a while ago to 3/4 inch thickness. You could also go with 1/2 inch thick. Cut these a little bit long. Next I'm going to cut them down to width, the 4 inches I need. Now I have these cut down to the exact 4-inch width that I need. Now that the edges are nice and flat and straight, I can put them right against the fence with my miter saw and cut them to 45.5 inches long and get a perfect 90-degree cut on the ends. Next, before I install these, get some wood filler in these knots and any other holes here. Get them primed. Got these first two boards primed and ready to install. First thing I'm going to do is get this centered when I install it. I'm going to mark the center. And mark the center on the window opening. I'll mark 1/8 on each end for the reveal. Now to install it, just have to line up those marks so it's centered, and on the two edges, line up on those 1/8 reveal marks. I repeat the same on top to center it and get your 1/8 inch reveal at each edge. And now you can get the final measurements that I need. I'll add about an 1/8 inch to each measurement for the sides. And this side is about 1/16 inch less than the other side. That tells me that this wasn't perfectly square. For that reason, why I do longer cuts on these pieces and then fine tune it. It's because since this isn't perfectly square, this side's a little narrower, and you want the gaps on these two sides to fit tight. So if I use this board for an example, since this side is smaller than the other side, if you cut that at 90 degrees and try to install it, you'd end up with a little bit of a gap right here. So I'll cut it an 1/8 inch long and then get a really perfect mitered cut to get that fitting tight. So now all these are fitting perfectly, have the 1/8 inch reveal all the way around. I'm gonna sand these, prime them, install them, finish filling the nail holes like I did here. One more coat of primer and then the top coat. I sanded the filler on the nail holes, touched up with the primer. Now I'm doing a semi-gloss top coat. Here's the project all finished. Got the grain of the wood coming through that nice semi-gloss paint. Last thing you might need to do, depending on how tight you got this to the drywall, get a bead of caulking along that edge. Thanks for watching.